Friends, if you are over 80, I need you to hear me very carefully. Stop chasing expensive creams before you fix what your skin may be missing from the inside. I know that might sound surprising, especially when the beauty world keeps telling you that wrinkles, loose skin, and thinning texture are only problems you solve with something you apply on your face. And yes, topical care matters. But here is the truth most people never hear clearly enough. After 80, one of the biggest reasons skin starts looking more fragile, more lined, and less firm is that the body is no longer producing collagen with the same strength, speed, and efficiency it once did. That means your skin is not just aging on the surface. It is aging from deeper structural changes underneath. Today I want to show you 3 vitamins that can help support collagen, improve firmness, and smooth the appearance of wrinkles even after 80. And the most powerful one is not the vitamin most people guess first. In fact, when we get to number 1, you may realize that the missing piece was never another cream at all. It was internal support your skin has been quietly begging for. I'm Dr. William Lee, and for years I've studied how aging, nutrition, and skin biology interact at the cellular level. One of the biggest mistakes I see older adults make is assuming it is simply too late. They think once they pass 70 or 80, the window closes, the skin is done changing, and nothing meaningful can improve anymore. But that is not how biology works. Aging skin still responds. Fibroblasts, the cells responsible for producing collagen, may become slower and less active with time, but they do not simply disappear. They still respond to the right signals, the right nutrients, and the right support. That is why what I'm sharing with you today matters so much. We are not talking about fantasy. We are talking about helping the body do more of what it was designed to do, even in later decades of life. Before we dive in, I want to ask you something personal. Leave a comment below and tell me your age and the one thing about your skin that bothers you the most right now. Maybe it is sagging around the jawline. Maybe it is the deep lines around the mouth. Maybe it is the thinning, papery look that can happen with age. Or maybe it is that your skin just does not look like it has life in it anymore. I read those comments, and they helped me understand exactly what you are dealing with. And if you have made it this far in life, you deserve information that respects your experience and gives you something useful, not vague promises and empty marketing. So take a moment and share that with me. Now today we are counting down from number 3 to number 1, moving from very helpful to most powerful in terms of collagen support, skin firmness, and wrinkle smoothing for seniors over 80. And I want you to stay with me all the way through because the strength of this list is not just in the individual vitamins. It is also in understanding why they matter so much more after 80 than they did decades earlier. Let's begin with number 3, and that is vitamin C. If all you knew about vitamin C was that it supports the immune system, you are missing one of its most important jobs in the aging body. Vitamin C is absolutely essential for collagen formation. Not helpful, not optional, essential. Your body literally cannot properly build stable collagen fibers without enough vitamin C. Think of collagen as the structural scaffolding that helps keep skin dense, resilient, and supported. Vitamin C acts like one of the key workers on the construction site. Without it, the framework becomes weaker, repair slows down, and the visible signs start to show up on your face, your neck, your hands, and everywhere else your skin has been exposed to time. This becomes especially important after 80 because aging itself reduces the body's efficiency. The skin becomes thinner. Blood flow to the skin is not what it used to be. Oxidative stress accumulates over decades, and many older adults simply are not eating enough vitamin C-rich foods on a daily basis to support the needs of skin repair. That matters because collagen is not a static substance. Your body is constantly turning it over, breaking some down, rebuilding some, and trying to repair damage from sunlight, inflammation, stress, and time. If vitamin C intake is low, that process becomes even less efficient. Here is the other reason vitamin C deserves a place on this list. It is also a powerful antioxidant. That means it helps protect your skin from oxidative damage caused by free radicals. And those free radicals are one of the reasons skin begins to look dull, fragile, and wrinkled. They damage lipids, proteins, and even the collagen that is already there. So vitamin C is doing 2 jobs at once. It is helping your body produce collagen, and it is helping protect the collagen you still have. I remember a patient of mine, an 82-year-old woman named Margaret, who told me something I never forgot. She said, "I know I'm old, doctor. I'm not asking to look young. I just don't want to look like I've disappeared. Is er eens and tincture?" What she meant was that her skin had become so thin and tired-looking that she felt her face had lost its presence. When we looked closely at her habits, one of the simplest gaps was her nutrition. She was eating very little fresh produce, almost no berries, almost no citrus, and no consistent vitamin C support. After we cleaned up her diet and added a vitamin C routine, she didn't become a different person overnight. But within weeks, she told me her skin looked brighter, her face felt less dry, and the overall texture began to look more alive. That is the word she used, alive. And sometimes that is where improvement begins. Now, if you want to use vitamin C wisely after 80, consistency matters more than extremes. You do not need to chase megadoses unless your healthcare provider is guiding you. What matters is regular daily intake and making sure your body has access to it consistently. Foods like strawberries, kiwi, bell peppers, broccoli, and citrus fruits can help, but many seniors do better when they also use a well-tolerated supplement as part of a daily routine. And if you are also using a topical vitamin C serum, that can create a beautiful inside-out approach, because one supports collagen production from within and the other helps defend the skin at the surface level. There is something else I want you to understand. Vitamin C becomes even more valuable when protein intake is adequate, because collagen is made from amino acids, and vitamin C helps the body assemble and stabilize that collagen. So if someone is taking vitamin C but barely eating enough protein, they may not see the same benefit. This is why good skin after 80 is never about one magic trick. It is about giving the body the raw materials and the biochemical support to rebuild what time has worn down. And that brings us to number 2. But before I reveal it, let me ask you something. If this kind of information is useful to you, if you appreciate content that treats you like an intelligent adult and gives you real practical support, then please subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. I make these videos for people who are tired of hype and want clear explanations about what actually helps. And when you subscribe, it tells the platform to keep showing you this kind of content instead of the usual nonsense that promises miracles and delivers disappointment. Thank you. Now let's move to number 2, because this vitamin has one of the strongest relationships to skin renewal and wrinkle appearance that we know of. Number 2 is vitamin A. This is the vitamin most closely linked to skin renewal, skin texture, and the signaling that helps skin behave like younger skin. Vitamin A and its related compounds are deeply involved in cell turnover. In plain English, that means they help the skin renew itself more effectively. And that matters enormously after 80, because one of the quiet changes of aging is that skin renewal slows down dramatically. Dead surface cells stay longer, skin looks duller, texture becomes rougher. Fine lines start looking deeper because the surface is no longer turning over the way it once did. At the same time, collagen support weakens, elasticity declines, and the skin becomes more vulnerable to environmental damage. Vitamin A is important because it helps regulate the very processes that keep skin looking smoother and more refined. It supports normal skin cell development. It plays a role in repair. And in the right form, it helps communicate to the skin that it is time to renew, rebuild, and behave with more order. This is part of why retinoids became so famous in skincare. They are essentially vitamin A-related compounds, and they have been studied for years because of their ability to improve the appearance of fine lines, uneven texture, and signs of photoaging. But here is where I want seniors to be careful and smart. After 80, the skin is often more sensitive, not less. It is thinner, drier, and more reactive. So when we talk about vitamin A, I am not telling you to assault your face with harsh products and peel it raw. I am talking about proper support, appropriate forms, and giving your body what it needs without overwhelming it. From the inside, vitamin A supports healthy skin function. From the outside, carefully chosen vitamin A-based products may help improve texture and wrinkle appearance when tolerated well. But internally, this nutrient still matters because skin is a living organ, and healthy turnover starts with healthy biology. I think of another woman, Helen, who was 84 when she first came to see me. She had spent years buying heavier and heavier moisturizers because her skin kept feeling drier and looking more lined. And while moisture helped temporarily, it was not addressing the deeper issue. Her skin was not renewing itself well. It looked tired even right after she applied product. When we reviewed her diet, we found that she had very little vitamin A-rich food, very little healthy fat for absorption, and almost no consistency. Once she improved those foundations, something subtle but important began to happen. Her skin started looking less gray and less flat. The surface texture softened. Her face began reflecting light again in a different way. That may sound like a small thing, but when skin starts renewing more effectively, you can often see it before you can explain it. Vitamin A works especially well when it comes from a balanced routine. Foods like egg yolks and liver provide preformed vitamin A, while orange and dark green vegetables provide carotenoids that the body can convert. Some seniors do well with supplements, but this is one area where more is not always better. Vitamin A is fat-soluble, which means the body stores it, so it should be used thoughtfully and not recklessly. That is why I always tell people to be sensible, especially if they are already taking other supplements or medications. Here is what makes vitamin A so valuable in the context of wrinkles. Wrinkles are not just folds on the surface. They are often a visible sign that the deeper support system has weakened and the renewal process has slowed. Vitamin A helps with the renewal side of that equation. It helps skin look fresher, smoother, and more refined because it supports the cycle of replacing older cells with healthier new ones. And when that happens consistently over time, the face often looks less tired, less rough, and less deeply marked. There is also a beautiful synergy between vitamins A and C. Vitamin A supports renewal. Vitamin C supports collagen formation and antioxidant defense. One helps the skin turn over and behave younger. The other helps the skin build and protect its structure. That is why people who only focus on hydration often feel disappointed. Hydration helps the surface, but structure and renewal change the look of the skin in a much deeper way. Now we are at number 1, and I need you to pay close attention because this is the vitamin many people overlook, even though it may be one of the most important for skin firmness after 80. Number 1 is vitamin D. Most people think of vitamin D as a bone vitamin. They think calcium, skeleton, maybe immunity, and that is the end of the story. But vitamin D is involved in far more than that. It acts almost like a signaling hormone in the body, influencing immune balance, inflammation, cell growth, and tissue maintenance. And when vitamin D levels are low, the entire body can feel it, including the skin. Here is why vitamin D deserves the top spot for seniors. Deficiency becomes much more common with age. Older skin is less efficient at making vitamin D from sunlight. Many seniors spend more time indoors. Appetite changes. Diet becomes narrower. Absorption may be less efficient. And some people are living for years with low vitamin D without realizing it. They feel more tired, weaker, and older in general, but they do not connect that with their skin. Yet skin is one of the places where the body's internal state becomes visible. Vitamin D helps support skin repair, immune regulation, and the integrity of the skin barrier. And when the skin barrier is healthier, skin holds moisture better, looks less fragile, and often becomes less reactive. But beyond that, vitamin D also appears to influence the environment in which collagen maintenance and skin renewal happen. When inflammation is poorly regulated and repair signals are weaker, aging skin can look thinner, looser, and more wrinkled. Vitamin D helps create a more supportive internal setting for the skin to function properly. I once worked with a retired school principal who was 86 years old. She was elegant, sharp, and incredibly observant. She told me, "I can accept wrinkles, but I do not understand why my skin suddenly feels like tissue paper." That description stayed with me because it is exactly how many people over 80 describe it. Not just wrinkled, fragile, tissue paper. We checked her routine, her diet, her hydration, and her labs. One of the clearest issues was very low vitamin D. Once that was addressed over time, along with better protein intake and overall nutrition, she began to notice something important. Her skin did not just feel less dry, it felt stronger. More resilient, less delicate. That is a different category of improvement, and it matters. Vitamin D is number one on this list because firmness is not only about collagen and isolation. Firmness is also about inflammation control, tissue quality, repair capacity, and the skin's ability to maintain itself as a living barrier. Vitamin D touches all of those areas, and for adults over 80, that broad support can make an enormous difference. Now, I want to be very clear about something. These vitamins are not Botox. They are not surgery. They are not an overnight miracle. If someone tells you that one capsule will erase 30 years from your face, they are selling fantasy. That is not what this is. This is about giving your body better tools so your skin can look healthier, denser, more supported, and more vibrant than it would if you ignored the problem completely. It is about helping your biology work better, even now. And when these three vitamins are used together as part of a thoughtful routine, the results can be more powerful than most people expect. Vitamin C helps your body make and protect collagen. Vitamin A supports renewal and smoother texture. Vitamin D helps create the internal conditions for stronger, healthier, more resilient skin. Put those together with enough protein, proper hydration, sleep, gentle movement, and reasonable sun protection, and you are no longer just hoping your skin will improve. You are actually supporting the systems that make improvement possible. This is the part many people never hear. Even after 80, your skin is still listening. It is still responding to signals. It is still affected by deficiency, nourishment, inflammation, sleep, stress, and circulation. Yes, aging is real. Yes, the process is slower. But slower is not the same as impossible. That is the mistake I never want you to make. It is not too late because you are 81. It is not too late because you are 87. It is not too late because your skin has changed. Aging skin still has biology, and biology can still be supported. I want to tell you about one final woman, and I think her story says more than any statistic ever could. She was 88 years old when I met her, a widow, living alone, still fiercely independent, still proud, but quietly discouraged. She looked at me and said, "I know this sounds silly, but when I see how tired my face looks, I feel older than I am inside." That sentence broke my heart because I knew exactly what she meant. She was not asking to become someone else. She was asking to feel more like herself again. That is what so many people want. Not perfection, not youth, recognition, familiarity, a face in the mirror that still feels like home. Months later, after improving her nutrition and becoming far more consistent with the right vitamins and protein, she told me something beautiful. She said, "I still look my age, but I don't look unwell anymore." And that is a powerful difference. Sometimes the goal is not to look younger. Sometimes the goal is to look stronger, brighter, more rested, more present, more like the person you still are. So, if you are over 80 and you have been feeling like your skin is beyond help, please do not give up on it. Support it, nourish it, give it what it has been missing. Start with vitamin C. Respect the power of vitamin A. Do not overlook vitamin D. And remember that the body often responds quietly before it responds dramatically. Small changes done consistently can create very visible differences over time. If you made it to the end of this video, I want you to do three things. First, leave a comment below and tell me your age and which of these three vitamins you think you may be missing most. Second, if you found value in this, subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next video. And third, take this seriously enough to act on it. Not fearfully, not obsessively, but respectfully. Because taking care of your skin after 80 is not vanity. It is self-respect. It is quality of life. It is part of how you continue showing up in the world with strength, dignity, and confidence. And trust me, some of the best changes begin the moment you decide it is still worth caring for yourself. I'll see you in the next video.